All good.
Just making sure I'm in touch with my producer. But okay, what do you got for me?
So, does the Big Ten have you every weekend on the road going somewhere?
Yeah. Usually Thursday to Sunday is the travel schedule.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, some are easier than others. Oregon sucks.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's no easy airport, no direct flights. But this one's easy. It's a 45-minute flight up and down.
And you know the area, you know everything.
Yeah, stayed with my dad. Going to Oregon next week, though, another one. It's a noon local kick, but you can't get home. There's no flights at night, so we have to take a red eye. So the game will be done at 3:30, but I'm not going to get home till 6 a.m. Chicago time.
Oh, God.
We'll sleep for 2 hours shittily on a plane, but yeah, it is what it is.
So, obviously spending 4 years in Ann Arbor, what's your favorite restaurant in Ann Arbor?
Favorite restaurant? Breakfast, Benny's. I love Benny's Diner, and I love Benny. Every day, sit-down meal with my buddies, the Brown Jug. And then if I'm going to get a steak, I like nights in downtown Ann Arbor. Downtown, on campus.
Gotcha. So, our other guy over there, he had a question. So, he said in the Rutgers game, you got an intent to deceive penalty?
Yes.
Can you run us through that a little bit?
Okay, so trying to think when that was. That would have been in 2015, I believe. It was Jim's first year. So what happens is that's a trick play. Every team does it where you have 11 guys in the huddle, right? And then you substitute. So a few guys come on, a few guys come off. And what we did was we practiced it where a few guys come on the field, and we practiced it where it looks like there was confusion in the huddle. And then I jog off to the sideline and then stop right at the numbers.
Yep.
Now, when you have trick plays like that, you have to verify it with the officials on any given week. Hey, here's what we're going to do. Is this legal or not?
Right.
Week 1, they said, no, we'd flag you. Week 2, we'd say, no, we'd flag you. Week 3, hey, that's illegal. We're not. Finally, we get the officials in this Rutgers game to clear it and say, yes, if you do it just like that, that is a clean play. So we ran it, got an explosive, flagged, and then intent to deceive.
I think I remember that. Was it Harbaugh had a press conference saying, no, we got the okay to do it? So
exactly.
I think I do remember that now.
That was the whole rundown. But then there's the whole argument of every football play is intent to deceive. Everything is intent to deceive.
Technically,
exactly. So it didn't work out.
Do you have a favorite touchdown catch you had in your college career? Because you had quite a few, obviously.
Yeah. The one is, I think it was a true freshman, my first ever one, Northwestern on the road, one-handed, Spider 2Y banana. There was a few, my freshman year against Ohio State, I had one in the fourth quarter to tie the game up, but we lost. So the Utah catch, the first touchdown of the Harbaugh career, but we lost.
Were you double covered?
Yes, yeah. So probably Northwestern, just because it was my first one on the road and helped us lead us to a win.
All right. So, of all the players you've played with over the years, all your teammates and everything, what was one that was just a freak of nature athlete? You're just aside from Jabril, because we all know Peppers.
Well, yeah, that was the first guy that came to mind.
Because I'm just thinking of those guys, I loved Khalid Hill. I loved Sienna Homa. I loved that fullback where just randomly and they pop off 20-yard runs. And these just big guys running, stumbling. So who was one guy on the offense that was just a firecracker?
Offense? Frank Clark on defense, I would say, was another guy. I remember when we played Utah at home, they went to cut him, and he hurdled the guy as a defensive end, 275 pounds. Offensively, though, Ben Braden.
Oh, yeah.
6'7", 335 pounds, ran a 4.8 40, was a hockey player. So imagine him on skates. He's probably 6'9". Imagine him hitting you skating 30 miles an hour. No, thank you. But it's the big boys that are actually the best athletes, in my opinion.
Well, and you're a bigger guy yourself too, all right. So a couple more questions. We'll get this line rolling again. So of all the Ohio State games that you played, so you played 4 of them, right?
Yeah.
What was aside from 16? What were the other years where you're damn, we could have got that one?
Freshman year, 42-41 at home, went for 2. We definitely had, and that one was so big because I'm from Columbus. Ohio State didn't offer me. All the week during practice, Brady Hoke would come up to me and whisper, he's like, remember, they didn't want you. Remember? And I was going in and I'm like, I'm going to play the best game of my life. And I did. Mm-hmm. And just unfortunately, it's a lesson where we lined up to go for 2.
Yeah.
Ohio State called a timeout.
Ice you guys.
but we lined up in the exact same formation. So you have to adjust.
Right.
We lined up in that bunch set, a set we had already run previously in the game. They called a timeout. They talk about it on the sidelines and say, this is what they're going to do.
Yeah.
We go up in the same formation and they were ready for it. So that was definitely one we could have.
Did you like the call of going for 2?
Yeah, I like the call of going for 2, but I didn't like the play call, and I didn't like how we didn't adjust it.
Right.
We let them win the coaching battle.
I think I remember just sitting as a fan and saying the same thing. I was like, they're coming out of the same formation. Like,
not good.
That's not going to end well.
No,
it's not
good.
Hopefully it's the same formation, but something completely different.
Yes.
But let's see. But we'll let you get through the line, and I'll think of a couple more.
All right, sounds good.
Yep.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, now we got a minute. I got a couple more questions. So you can keep sitting down.
Good. I got you.
God, you're making me look short already.
Do you want me to sit down?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
I'm just giving you shit. I already know I'm short. I got to make jokes myself sometimes.
Yeah.
So in your college career, you had, 3 different quarterbacks thrown to you?
I mean, 3 different starting quarterbacks, and then with injuries, like 5 or 6 or 7 different guys. Yeah.
So who was one, obviously you're not knocking anyone, but who was one, when you knew he threw the ball, you're like, all right, this is coming right at me. It's looking good.
Everybody had great accuracy. I would say I had a good relationship with Jake Rudock.
Mm-hmm.
Just him being a veteran guy. He had came over from Iowa.
Right.
It always was special to me because my freshman and sophomore year, I was catching 20 passes.
Oh, yeah.
And then all that changed was we hired Jim and brought in Jake Rudock, and all of a sudden I more than doubled my output. So, literally changed my life by catching passes that year.
I loved Rudock, man. He was just so, he was a veteran when he came in.
Yes.
But he was just so cool and calm back there.
Yeah.
He really commanded the offense well.
And he was so good at drawing penalties. How often would he would run, and then it'd be a late slide. He took some shots, but he would pop right back up and we'd get 15 free yards.
I remember that one in that Ohio State game where he just got crumbled. And so I was like, shit, he's out for the bowl game.
Yeah.
But then that bowl game that year, I did not expect that blowout.
J.U. Chesson.
Yep.
I think it was Vernon Hargraves was the DB down in Florida in their backyard, and we smoked them.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
So now that you're in the commentating career, how did you get into it? Is this something you always thought of, post-playing career, this is something you want to do, or it just kind of fell in your lap a little bit?
I didn't know what I wanted to do. I thought I was going to play football for 15 years and just ride off into the sunset. I always enjoyed talking to the media and talking about football, and I enjoyed public speaking classes too. So I knew, from a principal standpoint, I enjoyed it. But, my career obviously ended abruptly because of injuries. I went through the whole fall after I initially retired, not knowing what I wanted to do, but I started to do a podcast covering Michigan football. And at the end of right around Christmas, New Year's Eve, I went back and I was like, what was the best time I had all fall? And it was always talking sports and talking football. So I was like, I wonder if I can lean into this career. And thankfully, the Big Ten Network offered for me to call the Michigan spring game that year. It was coming off.
Yeah, yep.
It was off their first. Michigan had just won a Big Ten championship. They went to the playoffs, and I got to call the spring game, and they pretty much offered me a job on the spot. And it's just been like a rocket ship since, and I've really enjoyed myself.
So is there anyone in the announcing field that you're kind of watched and molded how you do it after?
Man, I always give a ton of credit to Joel Klatt.
Yeah.
That first spring game, I said yes. And then the very next day, as I was trying to prepare, I realized I have no idea how to prepare for a game. 3 hours of live TV. What am I going to talk about? What am I going to say? And, I was a nobody. I had no relationship with Joel, but I got his number through a couple other contacts. And Joel Klatt spent an hour on the phone with me.
That's awesome.
An hour. He's a husband with kids, has his own podcast. He spent an hour talking to me, going through his entire prep sheet and what I should be thinking about. And I just give a ton of credit to him. And then Kirk Herbstreit is another guy that's been great and just reached out and encouraged me and checked in on me. So it's very similar to a locker room. It's a family. And I feel grateful for those guys.
I would say Herbstreit, you go off Herbstreit a little bit because obviously Herbstreit's Ohio State, but he's very good of not being biased in any direction whatsoever. And I've seen, and I agree with it, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter say no, this Jake Butt guy, he's even though he's a Michigan guy, he's awesome. Like where he doesn't, if you're doing a Michigan game, you don't show bias. You're calling the game as is.
Yeah. Well, I hope that helps like Michigan fans too. Is I love Michigan. Mm-hmm. I want to see Michigan succeed. I gave my body literally for the university, but I hope when Michigan fans are listening to me that I've built enough equity to say, I'm just going to tell you exactly what I see, why I see it, why it matters, and what needs to happen from it. There's going to be no bias or ulterior motive. You're just going to get the truth. And I think a lot of fans appreciate that.
And what better to come from someone who's literally played the game his whole life, played it at the highest level.
Yes. Yeah.
To know what the hell is going on. So
exactly.
But, dude, thank you for this. Appreciate
it.
it.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Good job.
Holy shit, you're right. That was funny. I'm glad you reminded me of that.
I figured.
Because I was letting you get away with that. That's impossible.
I don't let him get away with him being 4'5" neither. So,
all right.
So make sure you let him know about that too. If you got
little people can't help being little people.
That's right. He's got little man syndrome big time.
Right.
So if you're gonna spell Brett one way, is it gonna be with one T or two T's?
2 T. Brett the Hitman Hart.
That's 3 out of 3 today. Yeah. I'm getting burned. All right, if you're gonna pick an Uncrustable, is it strawberry, is it grape, is it Nutella, or you don't like him? Don't like him at all.
It's not that I don't like them, but I go strawberry.
Strawberry?
Switch
Okay.
it up. Switch it
Jake
up.
had the same answer.
What's that?
Jake had the same answer. He said
I
strawberry.
had somebody the other day that asked if we fried them.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I'm gonna have to
never
go back
tried
on
them.
my Brett though. Cause Brett the Hitman Hart is the Brett for me, and he's 1 T.
See?
He's 1 T. I think Brett, 2 T's is the last name. Like George Brett. I think it's 2 T's.
There we go. See?
So I go. Yeah.
I'll take 1 out of 3.
I was thinking in my head, I was like, wait, Brett is a 1 T. Brett the Hitman Hart. So yes, 1 T for me with Brett the Hitman Hart.
So a lot of change at Woodward. I want to talk about that for a quick second. How you liking the new gig as far? I know you've been with them a while, but like you got a new show going on. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the new show's called The Braylon Network Show with Chef, so that's cool. You know, never did I think in my wildest dreams I had my own show.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm very God is good. I'm happy to have that. Started with Ryan Armani, and that's still my brother. I love him. He's doing his thing in the political space now, still working with Fox. The difference with Matt Shepard is Ryan is a personality that did an amazing job in sport, but he's more of a personality. So we would have kind of a variety type of sports show. Now with Matt Shepard coming in, who's done the voice for the Tigers at times, he's worked with Fox, he's been in the broadcasting industry for some number of years now in radio. We're talking ball. Now the conversations are going a little bit deeper, and that's no knock to my previous host, but he understands the sports analytical space. And he teased me up a lot of softballs, and I don't know if you know record, I like taking softballs out of the park.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
So obviously, I'm sure you watched the game against Oklahoma here, I'm sure. What did you think? I'm talking win-loss aside. Like, what did you think overall, how the team performed? Where do you think that they can improve most?
I think they were in the game. You know, if you look at when they, what is it, when they missed the field goal, 6 minutes left in the game at 7-3, you look at also when, there was 3rd and 7, they had them pent up right before the end of the first half. They had an opportunity when they came on the second half with Justice Haynes in the touchdown. So there were things to point to. They got to get off the field on 3rd down, though. Yeah. Whether it's a mobile quarterback or not, you got to get off the field on 3rd down. They do a good job of getting teams to 3rd and 10, to 3rd and 7, to 3rd and 14. But you can't let them convert on those plays because you keep momentum going. On the offensive side of the ball, it's similar to the Detroit Lions. Up front has to be better. Up front simply has to be better, man. You got to give the quarterback time on both sides of that ball, and you got to be a little bit more effort. We understand that these guys are sophomores now. They're freshmen. The Joe Moore Award, all those guys in the league. But it's time to take that next step, and we just want to see attitude. Yeah. Attitude will correct a lot. So I think attitude. And then Chip and Bryce getting on that same page. It takes time. Yeah. Like everybody is wanting it to happen right now. This guy is $9 million or $13 million or whatever the numbers are. We need to see it now. They're going to have to develop rhythm. And this is a good game to develop that rhythm. I remember my senior year, Chad Henne, freshman quarterback. He's starting. We open up against Miami of Ohio. Nothing much to see there. Then we go down to South Bend. We go down to Notre Dame. They kept him safe, if you will. They didn't want to open them up. It's on the road. It's, touchdown Jesus, what have you. And they kept it very vanilla. Yeah. And by the time we looked up, it was too late to try to open it up. We came back week 3, San Diego State. They opened it up with Chad. Mike's first start, you open it up with Chad. We get some passes down the field, get him confident at home. Right. Very similar to New Mexico, on the road in Oklahoma, and now you come back against Central Michigan. So I think you'll see them open it up and get in some type of rhythm as the offensive and quarterback.
It's really lining up to be just like what you
It is.
said.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, when I look at it, I mean, we probably were a little bit better in terms of what we already are. We had some offensive linemen now were preseason All-American.
Yeah.
I was there, Mike Harbler. But it's the same similar situation. We had a freshman quarterback, true freshman quarterback, and we put a lot on the shoulders.
Well, I think there's a lot of talent on this team. You know, there's no doubt about it. They just got to gel.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. I think Bryce has shown that he's extremely gifted, and he's a freshman. Everybody
he
forgets
is.
he just turned 18.
Just turned 18,
I mean, what's it
2.5
like?
weeks ago.
What's it like being a really young star like that? You know, getting into one of the biggest venues in college football. How, you know, what's that adaptation?
Here, I put it to you this way, in a better space. You're talking about a guy that just turned 18. They've given him the reins. They made him the quarterback, and now he's the face of the program. At 18, I was trying to get on the field.
Right.
At 18, I was trying to find the maturity to be consistent enough to be trusted to go out there and make plays as a wide receiver. I was trusted as a number 4 wide receiver, and I saw in very minimal time. That's what 18 looked like for me. And then in my sophomore year, in 19, I mature a little bit more. I didn't mature to get number 1, as everybody knows, until my junior year. I'm 20 years old. This kid's 18 years old.
Right.
And everyone is, here you are, lead us to victory. So it takes time. Luckily, he is a mature 18-year-old. He has a good family around him, his mother, his father. That's been dope. And I think Sharon is going to take care of him. I think Coach Moore is the right guy for him. I think there's more than just this 13.5 made me change my mind from going to LSU and Brian Kelly. I think there's a connection to Coach Sharon Moore as well and Chip Lindsey. So just give it time.
Yeah.
Give it time.
I want to hear one more time in totality. I want to hear a quick tidbit of the I ran out of gas story. One of the funniest things I've heard you say.
So
I forgot about that story.
Yeah.
I forgot about you falling out of that chair. I'm just saying. See, you opened it up.
That's right.
That's fine.
So
Hey, make you remember us though, right?
Yeah.
It did. All right, so I was with Coach Carr. Well, actually, before that, I was pulling up to the facility. This was Schembeckler Hall. This, is Schembeckler Hall. We're pulling up, and Coach Carr is walking out at the same time that I'm pulling up. And this is around March, April, season's over. I've already decided, I'm not finishing my degree. He's like, that was the first part of the conversation was, hey, take me for a ride. So now I jumps in the car and he asked me why I wasn't going to finish my degree since I only needed a semester. So that was a conversation. And seeing Coach Carr and him having this conversation about my degree, I completely forgot that I was going to get gas next. Like, my next move was to get gas after I grabbed some stuff out of my locker in Schembeckler. Well, forgot all about that. We're driving around campus. And as we get back to the parking lot around Yost and the track, I noticed that we're running out of gas. Like, I noticed that the car stopped. Like, I'm not on gas. So now I'm using the momentum to get me back to where his parking spot was. So I basically coasted into Coach Carr's spot, got out. He gave me a hug, and he said, I'm proud of you. And he moves on, and I'm completely out of gas. So I had to legitimately go inside, call my boy Hayes, pick me up, go to the gas station. And mind you, this is a Bentley coupe.
Right.
So I'm out of gas in a $200,000 car.
Corolla, right.
Yeah, in front of Schembeckler Hall.
Yeah. It's the top moment, though.
Yeah, you know
Hard to
what?
forget.
But these are the Braylon stories.
That's right.
These are the Braylon stories.
I'm going to let you talk to some of these guys and see if you can share another Braylon story with them, and we'll get back with you in a little bit.
Sounds good.
Appreciate you, man.
Sounds good.